Aloha, it's your man Ganja Guy 808 here to talk to you about a subject in the cannabis community that makes no fucking sense. DUI, or driving impaired with cannabis. So if you got time, smoke them if you got them. Topic at hand, and that's driving impaired with cannabis. And the difference, all know, is that cannabis and alcohol affects the body and brain completely two different ways. And the biggest difference between alcohol and cannabis is the way it is absorbed through the body. Cannabis is fat soluble, so that means it absorbs through the fatty tissue. Alcohol is more evenly absorbed and distributed throughout the body, such as your urine, blood, and saliva. So if you take a sample of saliva, you compare it to a sample of urine, it will have the same amount of content or blood alcohol level in the two. Cannabis, those levels will be too different. You can smoke and a day later take a saliva test and come up clean, but take a hair sample or a urine sample and will piss dirty. Alcohol, that's out the body in a couple days, you know, like 3 days max. You won't test for any kind of alcohol in about 72 hours. It may be even quicker if you go to a sauna or, you know, you're working out or whatnot, because you can get rid of it through, you know, urine and sweat and saliva. Can't get rid of cannabis through fat as easy, as quickly as alcohol. Go figure. But real talk, if you take anything away from this today, any kind of knowledge, look this up, Google it. There's no impairment test to say that you are 100% impaired by said drug. That doesn't exist. There is no set standard. Now, DREs, drug recognition experts. These guys are not even experts. Cops being trained by other cops who have taken this course to become certified and recognizing impairments of an individual. I'm not going to speak on all cops. Safe to say that it's a couple biased cops out there. Imagine this. Your roommate had a nice session. You leave, have to go to work or anything, so you do smell like a little bit of cannabis, but you paid no mind. You know, smells aren't illegal, per se. You're driving in your car, cop pulls you over because he thinks you're driving erratically. He leans in, smells cannabis on you. You have not consumed any cannabis that day, but yet you have the smell of cannabis on you. Police officer pulls you out, does a field sobriety test, which, to his or her opinion, you have failed because there's no standardized method to determine impairment. So, due to this police officer's opinion and their smelling of cannabis, you are now charged with DUI. So basically, you can go down by the opinion of a police officer. Are you ready to do that? If you got allergies, have a cannabis hat on or shirt on or a ring or something. If you're on WeedTube, I assume you know this already, that a first-time user is completely different from a frequent daily smoker. The very first 1 to 3 times, or maybe 5 or 10, I don't recommend anyone drive operating any heavy equipment or machinery, because cannabis affects everyone differently. There's two types of parts of the cannabis. There's active and there's inactive. There's the active part, which is the delta-9, the THC, the tetrahydrocannabinol, which is our all favorite part of the plant. And then there's the inactive, which is the carboxy. Now, if you consume it, eat it, or eat the concentrate like I do, like Rick Simpson oil, then you're going to have residual trace amounts of cannabis, carboxy, inactive ingredients left in your body. Now, if you just smoked a blunt or a joint or a doobie or a bong or whatever your vape, then you're going to have trace amounts of delta-9, and that's what everyone's looking for. That's what everyone should be looking for when trying to find impairment on some type of level. I don't understand how they just came up with just these random arbitrary numbers of in some states it's 5 nanometers in the blood, and it's why 5? Why not 2? Why not 1? NHTSA, a National Highway Traffic Safety Association, took over 10 to 15 years to come up with a legit test of blood alcohol content. Come up with a 0.08, or in some countries 0.05. The same group came up with 5 nanometers in less than 5 years. No scientific research, no scientific evidence, no scientific backing. It just poofed, came up with a number. That's bullshit. But when the rules are unjust, then just people have to become outlaws. Now you can go to jail on the opinion of a cop with no backing but his own. Let me know if you had any crazy cop stories. I've had a couple myself. If that's something you guys want to hear. So if you got any questions or comments, put them down below, and then I'll get back to you as soon as possible. It's Ganja Guy 808. Thank you for coming to smoke and chill with your boy.